It's okay. Well,
one of the Chris's and Cross died?
Yeah, man, years ago of cocaine.
so we haven't exactly
surprised.
crossed over yet, but we are there. So, Mike, this is Van. Van, this is Mike.
My middle name's Michael.
Of course it is.
Of
Everybody's middle name Michael.
So this is like
You are me, I'm you.
This is like a crossover.
We are
You're
one.
separate.
It's a little crossover episode of like the Chris Tash podcast over the Big Dookie chain, because this gentleman right here throws events and stuff and has a lot to do with music as well. He's one of the guys that's helping out with Spencer and everybody doing Grass is Greener.
And we sit here completely unqualified, making snap judgments about music. So we're all in the same game.
We are on the same.
I'm with
game.
it. I could jump right into that shit.
You see it, and we will get into that.
We will.
But before we get into that part of it, right? I still want to focus on this weed part, because this guy right here isn't a weed smoker.
Okay.
All right. So he just told the story about. Do you want to give him the quick little rundown about like how you started smoking cannabis?
Well, real quick, up with the hope, down with the dope.
Okay.
Just a message to my fans out there.
Boo.
I mean, I want you guys to get paid,
Yeah.
but
yeah. All right.
alcohol's taking a hit this year.
Good. See, now
That's fucked up.
That's what I want to see crumble.
So I've known this
Wait,
guy.
You a drinker?
I was a drinker.
Let me explain.
Was it?
Let me explain.
Okay.
So this guy right here, I've known this guy for about 20-something years now. It's been a while. I did AWOL in 2005, so almost 20 years, 19 years, about 18, 19 years.
And you've gone AWOL since.
And me and this guy used to get really drunk. Like, we were known to get drunk and like just
we all had our time.
and just be fun.
Yeah.
Right, we were really fun.
If you were with us, it was fun. If you weren't, I'm sure it wasn't that much fun at all.
Yeah, well, it's still fun with you,
But
man.
you can tighten that up on the side there.
I know, but I'm not strong enough.
He had the same problem.
Yeah,
what
this,
the fuck? How strong do you
guy-
have to be for this?
this
fucking-
guy got Hulk in here, fucking tightening all his mic stands. It's out of
So-
control.
I think I
So,
got
so
it.
me and this guy right here, we party like a motherfucker. That's what we're like known
Yeah,
for. Like,
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he was the DJ for 88.9 at night.
that the one that's-
88.9 at night was the big hip hop radio station in Boston.
Okay.
It was the last radio station in Boston that played any kind of hip hop.
Gotcha.
So anyone that's listening to any kind of hip hop in the 90s, 2000s, well, the end of the 2000s was this guy right here.
Nice.
His voice is the voice of
Okay.
every fucking night would listen to him on the radio. He was
Yep,
the
yep.
guy who put me on the radio.
Yep.
The first person to put me on the radio
Yep.
19 years ago, been friends since. So now we start to do this fucking thing. What's funny though is we both don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
I halfway inspired him somehow to stop drinking without having to ask him or anything.
But I still snort.
He's going.
You know,
Like I said, we all need something, right?
we really do. Like
many-
life sober
how
is
many
just
months,
a little much.
How many months are you going on no alcohol now?
Since April 15th, not that anybody's counting.
Yeah. Okay. So he's still in the stage of like misery that he hates that he's sober. This guy's trying so hard
Fuck
to
yeah.
stay sober that he hates being sober, and he's still fucking sober. Like, I love it. He hates it.
That's what makes it an accomplishment.
Well, it's sober while smoking up to 20 joints a day.
See, here we go back to this thing we already talked. We'll get into this whole thing.
Part of it.
All right, it's part of it.
You
But-
got a crutch, and I'm not allowed to have a crutch because weed doesn't like me. It doesn't agree with me. My
There-
constitution.
So
There's,
okay.
other crutches.
Okay.
Cocaine, ketamine, ketamine, and shrooms.
Not necessarily the best crutches, but hey, we all need some.
Cocaine, ketamine, shrooms, pussy.
So you're about to get So this is gonna this is there's a reason we. Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Good
crazy.
dynamic going here.
But what I need to get
Make it do
you
what it do,
familiar
baby.
with, right? I need to get you familiar with is this guy told me the first time he got high, right? And listen to this fucking story, and you tell me if you know anybody in the world that was on any side of this fucking story besides this motherfucker and whoever he was with. So go ahead, please. This guy, first time he got high was in a refrigerator box with his older brothers getting fish bowled out. That's for
it.
context, okay?
I didn't even smoke. I just
And he
stayed
didn't
in-
smoke, and he
He's
sat in the
like, just
box,
hang out.
and he got fucking high from the fishbowl smoke, and that led him to his love of cannabis.
Yeah.
Because
You had older brothers to mentor you through that transition process.
older people were the ones like, so please.
Right, and I was out here as like the Wild West,
So he's
just
from-
not knowing
he's
what
from
I'm
Detroit.
doing.
Detroit?
Yes.
I'm from, 16 mile. Detroit ends at 9 mile. I'm from 16 miles. So there's a few miles in between there.
Close enough.
I'm at exit 69 on the Big Beaver Road. And that's not made up. That's in Troy, Michigan. Anyway, I did high school there. And yeah, so when I was in middle
did
school
high
in
school.
Connecticut, or high school did me, somebody got done. But when I was in middle school, it was like a running joke to try to get me high. My friends, like older siblings or whatever the case may be, would like you know, they'd
I know this
have me
guy.
smoke a little bit, and then they'd put their hand over like my mouth and nose, or like in that vicinity, because they were like, you must be not holding it in. That must be why you're not getting high. And I remember at the time it was like there was this probably bullshit tale about 12 times before you actually get high.
Bullshit tale. Sound
12
like bullshit.
times.
But I was also told at one point that a Bertucci was another word for penis. We had
Scott.
Bertucci's out there. Anyway.
I believe you.
No, the restaurant too.
I believe that
Yeah.
too.
Anyway, and I found out that was false.
Yeah.
So
About the Bertucci or about the 12?
about the Bertucci. But
Okay.
from the looks
What about the 12?
on your two faces, I'd say that the 12 is also probably incorrect in your estimations.
Yes.
First I'm hearing of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm
I've heard
40.
that
Okay.
before, but not 12. 12 is a very specific number.
Yeah, specific number.
Okay.
So anyways,
They might have padded the resume with that. But yeah, so I remember like being at my friend's place overnight and we watched Basketball Diaries. And first went out there and like smoked weed. I couldn't get high, so his sister came down and like had me smoke a joint to the head of my own. Still nothing. So then they took me out onto the driveway, laid me out, got the oil funnel and some German beers. And that was the first time I ever got drunk, like puking everywhere, waking up his mom. But yeah, the first time I got high, fast forward, was in high school. We're in like the middle school park in the back. What would that?
you called it the woods, is what you
The
called
wood. Yeah, it was like the woods behind the school.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So this wasn't Detroit then. This was a suburb because there was woods.
Right. Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. Anyway, like I smoked some weed. We smoked it out of empty toilet paper roll. Have you ever done that? You put one hand over the end, cut a hole in the top, put the tin foil, poke little holes.
Oh, tinfoil. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there's some tinfoil
Everyone's done
involved.
that.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm with you now.
Yeah. So I was sucking on that, and before I knew it, this is the first time I ever actually got high. Thank you. Stoned out of my mind, and then I thought like that we were surrounded by a cavalry of police,
Oh, of course.
and I thought like that they had their headlights on and were shining at us like into the woods. So I took off running, and I don't know how I managed to like end up on a street over, but like running into a cop car, which quickly
You ran to the cops.
To the
not
cops.
away from
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
That was well played.
Decoy.
Oh, actually, fuck. No,
I-
that was a different story. That
I
was my
was-
buddy trying to write his name in fire in the leaves.
I was more talking about how you said that people like held you down and like held your mouth closed and like blew weed smoke into you and shit. Like it was like some kind of weird fucking like torture shit that like I've never heard of.
No, you're probably just thinking of me talking about how, like I said, when we were smoking when we were real young, like 10, 11,
You said
12
they would
years
hold you
old.
down and like close your mouth.
I don't know if they're holding me down, closing my mouth. I think that might have been a fantasy that you came up with.
It must
Or
have been.
opening my mouth.
It
That
mu-
would- that's how the
That's
fantasy
the
really
fantasy.
went.
That's the fantasy.
I am glad I missed the last shows.
Right. Fair.
We're just getting started.
But
You gotta rein him in a bunch of times.
Yeah,
It's-
no,
It's part of the beauty.
at the end of the day, like for me smoking weed, and I know I've been like told by people smoke like indica instead.
Sure.
You're just gonna get more of a body high, less of a cerebral high. But for me, it's always like immediately switching off the light switch, and we're just in the pitch dark, and then terror.
This guy's never
Complete
really like,
anxiety.
He's never
Yeah,
gone-
Overriding the
paranoia.
ball.
I think people are like
Yeah.
having conversations
Right.
all about me.
Yeah.
They
like-
probably are though.
Yeah,
probably are.
but in a normal situation, I would love that. When I'm high, I'm suddenly like what? Like I'm suddenly like they're saying bad things.
They're
And
all
it-
gonna
yeah.
laugh at you.
Right, exactly. No, that's what it is. It's terrifying.
Yeah, I get it.
Um,
Listen,
I think it's
I
because I
can
smoke too much every time.
I can
too.
relate in a small way because that's only happened to me recently, and I think it's because we talked about
The
it,
weed-
right?
The weed's too crazy.
It's an unbalanced product now. Like when you used to not get high, it's because the weed wasn't designed to get you completely high. It was more of a balanced scenario. So you might not even have noticed getting high per se. Now, weed is just stronger. We went from 5% to probably in our high school days that hydro or whatever, maybe 10%. Now it's 30, 40%, and people are breeding it to get you completely stoned.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
But he also hasn't smoked cannabis as an adult, really.
Right.
Like
Well,
ever.
and if the old shit
That
did
is not
that to you, if the old stuff did that to you, there's probably no need, because I'm telling you, as a consistent cannabis user for the past 25 plus years, like only recently have I had that experience where I'll fucking go into panic mode for no reason at all. Be at home, safe,
Just because
happy.
the THC level's too high?
Edible
yes,
sometimes. It's
yes.
like sometimes like it's I don't get into panic mode, but what will happen is like I'm like, okay, like that's enough of that. Like, okay, like I'm good.
Right.
Because like you like sometimes, but that's edibles usually. Edibles are like made with like 1-to-1 ratios now and shit, and full spectrum and shit. And it's just like they're fucking doing magic with those things.
I won't take edibles. I can't. I've had a couple terrible experiences.
So cannabis
doing that.
also
As a seasoned smoker, you're
Yeah.
getting
Well,
paranoia
still
all of
can't.
a sudden. That's
no,
crazy.
no, but so edibles, right? It's different in your liver, and like it processes different. Like when you smoke cannabis, you get one kind of cannabinoid, and you get like cannabinol or some shit. I don't know the exact. You probably know the exact term for it, but it's a different. It makes a different product when you
Okay.
eat it. Like your body processes it differently. So it's like you're taking almost like a different
Well,
substance.
I get kind of annoyed by the whole situation when I'm high.
It's a new word right there. Well played.
Yeah, thank you.
That's like those. It's kind
It's
of
a
like,
difference between a head high and a body high is really what you're kind of explaining. Like for me, it's way too much body high when you're talking about edibles. Like it will melt me. I'll just be fucking faded here, sitting in a corner like I was drunk. Really, you know what I mean? So I prefer the more balanced way of being high. And honestly, to be real with you guys, I barely even smoke anymore. I'm like a couple times a week guy.
Yeah, he doesn't even smoke today.
I'm
sitting there
I'm
smoking
on I'm on the health kick as far as feeling like I don't want to be reliant on anything. And I noticed with weed, especially as a father, I got 3 kids. I noticed myself feeling like I needed it more than I wanted it. Right. So there would be times like, hey, Dad, can we go do this? Yeah, let me smoke first. Or, hey, can we play a game? Yeah, let me smoke first. And like that reliance is what I wanted to eliminate. I still enjoy getting high. I like there's certain times if I got nothing going on, just chilling, that's fine. But yeah, man, I don't ever want to be reliant on anything in my life. And that was the thing that I found myself being reliant on.
Well,
So to your customers,
that's
it's
kind
do
of
as
what
I
he.
say, not as I do.
Well, that's kind of what
100%.
he's getting on with the whole thing. Like he says, like this is a crutch because I
Right.
smoke cannabis. Like I don't always smoke 20 joints a day, but like sometimes I do. But I just don't. I don't agree with it that way because I think you look at it as a way of like you're going out to get fucked up. Like cannabis doesn't get me fucked up. Like there's no psychedelic reaction that I get. There's no like and
I just wonder if you came from normal, no cannabis, your reality. Now your new reality is just being high. So you're
no.
just smoking to be your normal
To
new
be normal.
reality.
I think
so. That's just a waste of weed.
So-
you should just recondition yourself to
no
not
because
smoking.
no because you're looking at it differently. You're looking at it like I'm smoking weed to get high. That's
You're
not what
smoking
I'm
weed
doing.
just to be normal.
I'm smoking weed because I smoke cannabis and I enjoy cannabis because like for a few reasons. One, I do sometimes like to get high.
Sure.
That sometimes is part of it. But I'm also
So
in
you
a-
are able to get high sometimes.
Sometimes.
when there's nothing going on, like you know me, like you and Ferone have described me as the most energetic person. This kid thinks I'm on Ritalin all the time.
I
Like-
think you are too.
Like you, well, you know I've always been like
What's
this.
that called? Uli, when it's cocaine wrapped up in the blunt.
There you go.
Is that right?
Yes.
You're on something.
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
I'm on Uli.
Coolly.
Your I think you're
It was
like
a-
a hypothyroid or hypothyroid,
something like that.
gonadism or some
But
shit.
the cannabis, if anything, I think brings that down. And like I'm kind of in the space where he is now, where like if I got shit to do, you can't really smoke because you're too busy like doing the thing.
So
Like,
it's literally just when you forget. That's the only time you're not smoking. When you're so busy, you forget to smoke.
My man smokes a lot of weed.
He smokes a lot of weed. He said
And-
up to 20 joints a day.
And like, but I also get a lot done.
Okay, so you do it just to even yourself out. So this is like
It's not even that, to be honest with you. Sometimes it's like it's just a thing I do.
I think.
well,
I
that's
think
what
he's,
that's to what I was saying before. Like you've just conditioned your normal for you as just being on marijuana.
Right.
It's almost normal. It's just even. I'm not even smoking anything. Just holding it. Like just I don't know. Like this
There is-
cannabis-
there
Even
is-
I've always thought you had an oral fixation ever since back in the day.
He's never gonna miss one.
It doesn't stop.
He's never gonna miss. You
You just got to keep a remote on you
No,
and pause
because
this man all the
we're
time.
because we're not fucking homophobic
No.
on the Big Dookie chain.
Hey, that's cool.
No, so-
we
so-
talk
so
about
So we
it
bring it
all.
up all the time to make sure people know.
people that don't know him, right? Don't. It's always fun seeing the eyes of people. The questions that you ask right away, like okay, like this is where we're gonna go with this.
Yeah, you got to be quick.
So
I've realized.
when this man worked for Underground Hip, he used to work for Underground Hip Hop, Karmaloop. I believe it was Karmaloop he was working for when he interviewed.
I would
Gene Gray.
moonlight with Karmaloop
It was
sometimes.
it was Gene Gray, I believe it was. That one of my favorite interviews. He literally pulls a fucking like a plastic pint of vodka out of his pocket and then gives her one as well, and they both start drinking the plastic alcohol. This is what we used to do anyways. And the
Yeah.
first thing he asks her, he says, "Do you know what the problem with pedophilia is?" And she says,
Lord.
"No." And he goes, "Sexy children."
This motherfucker.
So it's like, this is just like, this is how, and he's honestly one.
You
of the,
remember better than I do.
He's one of the best interviews out there. Like the guy, like he knows what the fuck he's doing. Like it looks like a mess, but then when you watch the tape, you're like, this motherfucker can shoot threes. This motherfucker knows how to pick and roll. This motherfucker actually knows fucking.
Or it just looks
Yeah.
like a mess.
I mean, he's
But-
been in the industry for how long? You just said
yeah,
the man,
a
he's
long
got the
time.
radio voice and everything.
Yeah, he
boy.
Put the mic in my mouth.
I also like that he puts everyone against the ropes like that. See, we can just talk about this. Like he puts everyone against the ropes when you bring shit like that up. I love it because I know it's gonna go. I watched the first episode we did, and it takes you about. I'm like, I forget what you said, but it was about like 15 seconds into it. He said something. I'm like, it took you 15 seconds. I'm like, I thought it was gonna take you about a half an hour. 15 seconds in, you jumped right into it.
But it's not a gift. It's just being socially inept.
Dives in head first, man.
I don't know what else to say. But
Oh, do you know that you met him?
what did I meet you at the gathering of the cannabinoids?
Must be that. Must
Yeah.
be that. Grass is greener.
Grass is
Yep,
greener.
grass
event?
is greener.
Remember the guy that tell you get the fuck off the fucking stage? Remember?
Oh, actually, I do remember you. That's right. And then I had to go to the other side to avoid you.
Were you drinking heavily that evening?
Was it? That,
No, he doesn't start drinking until he's
No.
done.
Okay.
Yeah, he was drinking tonight. He was drinking afterwards, but no, he wasn't.
But I brought my Zojirushi, which I had printed out a label with my name and phone number on it, and I haven't seen it since. I think I left it in your
I have
trailer.
no idea what that even is.
Yeah, that's for coffee. It's like
A
keeps the
Zojirushi?
coffee hot for like
what'd you
20
call it?
hours.
What'd you call it?
It's called a
Talk
Zojirushi. It was number one, I think, on Wirecutter.
And
And I still haven't gotten that
Yeah,
back.
I
That
don't
was
know
like a
what you're speaking-
$20. Can we do something about that? Finally, somebody I can talk to.
that
Upper
Airstreamer,
management.
Yeah,
the Airstreamer, the
yeah.
silver one,
It's
is actually on my property right now. I've teamed up with those guys to do some
That-
music stuff. So
That wasn't it.
I'll
No, it wasn't.
No, this was a
Oh,
black coffee mug.
Stenny's trailer.
Yeah. Oh,
Do you mean
I don't know who
do
Stenny is.
you mean the
but
trailer
sounds about
backstage?
right.
What-
Or the
No,
one,
no, the one that we were sitting.
Yes,
the
that's on
silver one.
that's
that
on his-
silver
Oh, yeah.
Airstreamer
That's on-
Oh.
is sitting on my piece of property. So I'll look for your cut. man.
Oh, I see what you're
I
saying
got
now.
you. I'm with you. Like, because I know
I was
that's
like,
what
we're
you
talking about a coffee mug, not a silver Airstreamer. But you're saying it could be
If
still
that's what
in the
you're
silver
saying.
Airstreamer.
That's where it was. That's where it was.
That's one of your hired hooligans took off with it.
Oh, they must have. I mean, we can get Nate on the phone right now.
Get Nate Dogg on the phone.
We'll get him on the phone.
Sounds about right. Hooligans.
Yeah, but I enjoyed. There's a couple things I didn't enjoy. Our subpar videographer who just didn't
We're not-
capture the audio
We're-
of our interview with.
We're not gonna go and do that right now.
But anyway, we had
strikeouts.
DJ Jazzy Jeff interview and lost a big chunk of it.
Well,
'cause the audio
you
wasn't there.
know what's great about this though, right? Is we're sitting with the guy right now who not only we can Matt, make sure you mark down when this is because we can cut. This will come out afterwards. This will come out later. But because
This is
Spencer,
a big Dookie chain now.
yeah. But Spencer is going to drop the lineup in 2 days for New York and Worcester.
But the grass is greener.
The grass is greener. It's not out right now, so no one knows about that lineup
Okay.
right now.
Nice.
Yeah, but well, Mike is helping put it together as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so
For sure.
And
so-
you're helping put it together.
I sure am.
Yeah.
So Mike, tell him who you just got for Queens.
Drum roll, please. LOX, man.
Oh, nice. Really?
The Locks is coming through for the New York show. We just finalized the contract probably about an hour ago.
Okay, abso-fucking-lutely, because here's the thing. Last weekend I went I went and I did the Locks meet and greet even. I was backstage
Webster?
with them for like 30 minutes. No, the one that was in
Providence?
Providence before at the Strand.
Okay. Yep.
And Sheik recognized me because I've interviewed him by himself.
Yeah.
I interviewed him and Styles P when they came through UGG right after J Hood had been brought up on stage by 50 Cent to drag the D Block chain, and they were livid.
Oh Lord.
And then we did a Styles P interview at the last Grass is Greener.
Yep.
So that's what I needed to talk to Jadakiss about, was the fact that like I'm chilling with them in the back. They're getting fucked up, weed and alcohol.
Yep.
And we do the drop, big Dookie chain shit. I brought like all my Locks records to get signed.
Dope.
Sheik and Styles signed them. And then suddenly, like, I don't even think they were halfway through the meet and greet line. They disappeared. They just left. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I needed to get a Jadakiss autograph. Go down to the trailer, and like he's already in his van to leave.
Yeah.
So I talked to one of his like cronies, and I'm like, can you go in there, just help a brother out? And he's like, no vinyl. I heard him say this like 5 times through the night, no vinyl. I don't know what this is about. His last album, he pressed up on vinyl and signed copies online and had them chipped out with autograph. I just kept hearing him say, no vinyl. I'm like, here's $100 bill. Can you send him back in there? Like, just get these 5 vinyls signed. Part of the reason being, I was going to get money back because I brought some records of a buddy of mine. So he was like, yeah, if you get these signed,
Well, this guy right there.
Did you get him signed?
No, he's like, give him his 100 back.
Yo,
He didn't know who it. If he had known who it was for, I'm sure it would have been quite different. Little did he know royalty was standing on the other side of that door, van door.
One of the cool things that he does is he'll have obviously
I'm a groupie. I am a fucking 41-year-old groupie, and I don't really care about getting content for the big Dookie chain, whatever the fuck that is.
Right.
I don't care about like getting in there, I mean, photos are cool and whatnot, but I have a hoarder's disease, and like I think this falls. Yeah, I can't even like get into my bedroom because it's just vinyl. I can't bring a woman back. No sex because of vinyl. It's a vinyl cassettes and CDs. So I'm like, I just go to these things so I can get like classic albums signed.
Now I need to rewind real quick because how he said everybody has a crutch. I think we just found yours, bro.
No, but that's not. A crutch is something that helps you out. This vinyl thing makes me look like a super groupie. It's bad for business.
It makes your life feel fulfilled when you get to meet and talk to these.
No, but I could be doing that anyway without embarrassing everyone who's with me by proxy.
I asked him. I'm like, so like this, it never impressed. Like I'm not the celebrity guy, like whatever the fuck. It's very few and far between. So I asked him, I'm like, you got to be used to this shit by now, like in case, like no, it's like I fucking like every time,
right?
Like he's just like,
well, we got to meet Wyclef back there. The man was moving at an unconventionally fast speed, not in our direction, but yeah, and that was like one of the big blunders of 2023. There were family issues, people passed away. Things that just went sideways with work. But the one that sticks out of them all was that never bring a fucking silver Sharpie to get your Fugees, the Score album, apparently the biggest selling rap album of all time, maybe other than that double album by Outkast, signed, because Wyclef signed it. And you can't even see the fucking signature. I tested the marker before I went over.
Oh,
and it's just,
tough.
Right?
That's tough.
So now there's like some discussion, behind the curtain of like, I know you can't do this. I know I can't take a Sharpie that's working and go over his signature. That is like, you can't do that. That's sacrilege.
Not that you said it
I will
now.
fuck it up even worse.
Now that you said it publicly.
Right, now that I said it publicly, I could have got away with it otherwise.
You definitely can't do it.
But yes, I'm not even doing this because I don't remember shit. I don't remember anybody's face. I'll meet somebody 3 or 4 times and still not remember that I've ever met them. But I remember you specifically now.
As the asshole
removing me,
threw you off of the stage. Yeah, sounds right.
But which, in all fairness to you, I'm always like, how are they letting me do this? Like I'm making it really hard for the actual paid professional camera guy, and I'm there with like, I don't even know if I had our big. I don't even know. I didn't even. I was just doing this on my phone, and I'm like, why do they let people do this?
We didn't even have a podcast yet.
Yeah, we didn't. So yeah, why was I interviewing Jazzy Jeff?
You were helping me do Chris Tash podcast.
Oh,
which is right there, which we just were.
Oh, that is what it was for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we were doing apparently.
Which was a cool thing because like I didn't know that you could just walk up to people and get interviews like that.
Right.
I didn't know that was the thing.
You can, but
it's all about timing.
They assume that like if you're back there, it's for a reason.
Right.
If you run up to them in the parking lot, it might be a little bit different story.
Well, you don't run up to anyone in the fucking parking lot, man.
Well, I did when I was trying to get my 5 approaches in per day. I was trying to go out.
Yeah, I'm running up on people from Yonkers in the parking lot, like waving money at them.
I just told my Yonkers story. That shit was...
Oh, you had a Yonkers story?
When I first met Jada and Styles, it was an event a bunch of years back called the Hoyo Cup. Drove out there with a homie. I'll put the quote fingers on there. Mm-hmm. And we were going to put a down payment. I had $3,000 cash on me. I brought my girl. She was all dressed up. We get out. I thought we were going to a studio. Mm-hmm. We got out on the block. And all the dudes from the block were on the fucking block doing what block dudes do. So we hop out of the car with my white ass and my white ass good looking girlfriend. I haven't seen your ass. Oh, it's pretty. But I guess we can infer. We can infer that it's pretty white. I'll assure you. So hop out of the car with me and my girl who's all dressed up looking and the first thing we hear is like, oh girl. Damn, that bitch thick. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Like definitely not where I'm trying to be right now. No respect for the
new homie.
No. I wasn't the new homie. I was just a dude showing up.
No, that's what I'm saying. You were the new homie. Like you could have, and they're going to start off on the wrong foot right there.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, I hate bringing women to anything hip hop related. Like we used to have an intern.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah,
it's just terrible. Like
and this is the first time I'm going to say this publicly too. Actually, that night I had dreams of the whole D block running train on my bitch and her just being like, "Fuck you, I'm out," and just I'm like, no, it was in my head apparently, man.
A D block production.
Yeah, they produced
D-Cock.
All up on my girl too. I had a dream about that shit.
It's like I guess it's just like it's fair game if you're a white guy and you bring your girl.
Well, guess what? They're all gonna meet her again in Queens.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, was there a Grass is Greener in Queens last year? Or
no.
Okay. No. This
is the first. It's the first year they're getting Grass is Greener for 2 different places. It's one night in both places, but it's 2 different places this time instead of being in one place.
Yeah,
which I think is a better deal.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're in Queens, the birthplace of hip hop. Or the Bronx or Brooklyn, whatever. Yeah. But it's close by to the birthplace of hip hop.
It is.
What is cool though is they got the Locks for that, and they got
that's awesome. I mean, the Locks, the show they put on the other night was fantastic.
And for Worcester, check this out: they got Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, that's amazing.
And then on top of that, they're gonna have Little Easy come in and do the Bone Thug shit with Bone Thugs.
They can do Creeping on a Come Up.
Yep. They can do fucking.
Can do his dad's verse.
What's the For the Love of Money? For the Love of Money, motherfucker.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Straight
man.
Sling and rock. Oh shit! Here comes the
shit.
motherfucking cops.
That's that shit right there.
That would be dope, man. And big shout to Spencer because he has been changing the game for Massachusetts. Like especially for me in Western Mass. I know Boston gets their fair share of artists and all that. We don't got shit over there, man. The last thing we had was the Warp Tour with Eminem back in '98 or whatever the fuck that was. Like
I was there before the Slim Shady LP came out. When he had like the blow up the blow up mummy with all the syringes in it.
See, bro, like, yes, I remember that visual now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So out where I'm from, bro, we have had nothing, and until Spencer did Carney Road, brought Wiz Khalifa, Red and Meth, like. That was the first real big show we had. And now he's following up with a yearly event. It's been pretty dope to be part of, man.
That was the first year I met Spencer. Like, literally, I didn't know him from a hole in the wall. And hit him up, was like, can I interview you about your show? And he was like, come through. And then running. Now, 3 years later, I'm, you know what I mean, helping him book it. So.
Yeah. See, how I met Spencer is I was always doing events. Before, they were just weed events. There was no music or no nothing involved. And I remember the first year I went to bring music as a part of it. And the same name kept coming up. Oh, you need a stage? Oh, you need lighting? You need sound? You need whatever? It was always Spencer. And I'm like, all right, well, let me hit this dude up. So I throw this event called Wellness Weekend out in the middle of fucking Greenfield. This man brings me a tractor trailer stage that's on hydraulics. Bro, I had like 5 people in front of this fucking thing, but he came through and he's just like, yeah, give me some weed. Like, I got you, bro. And it was just the dopest vibes since then. And just
So Still Gold Festival, all Spencer shit.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. At Government Center, that was
Yep,
amazing.
that's all his
that
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did it.
he did the stage, the lighting, sound, all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, he did the sound and the lighting,
all of it,
and the stage.
Yeah,
Okay,
he did all of it. Yeah, it's all his
No, I
shit.
thought it was
production,
masterful.
production,
Yeah.
man. He kills it with the production.
Full Life Productions, a whole thing. Spencer's like hobby and his thing is lights. That's like his passion. Like he loves lasers and lights.
Right. His
but-
thing is For Life. For Life.
Life,
That
yeah.
sounds like some Mac 10 shit. Faux Life. Oh, Mac 10 has Faux Life
Faux Life
Entertainment, I think. Yeah.
Entertainment.
And Who Bangin' Records. But Spencer has For Life.
Yes.
The white guy version.
For-
For
Yes.
Life.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He also did the Dookie Seuss Museum out in Springfield there as well.
I'm not allowed around children.
That's his whole thing.
We can tell by that intro interview with the lady you mentioned. Yeah, when you're leading with pedophile questions, I can understand why.
Right.
Poor
placement, no matter where.
I really thought
lead
it
or
was,
don't
I thought
lead
it was
with
great.
them.
Just she loved it. She laughed her ass off. Like it nailed it. Like
Could have been a nervous laugh.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever heard what it is.
Yeah. No, but this sounds super dope. So in Queens, we're gonna find out what the lineup is, or are the locks at Queens?
Locks are in
Greenfield
Queens. I think we just got Little Easy for Queens.
And he's the nicest guy ever. And he's
then-
the man. I love his live show.
And then that's all 3 locks too, which is fucking dope because that's a hard thing to do.
And we all know,
How
like,
many bagels though?
and you know from your story, right? Like, Jadakiss is the hard one, right? Like, getting Styles, like, I've worked with Sheik before. I brought him out for events, worked with Styles, obviously, last year. He came out, did the whole meet and greet thing, all that different stuff. Jada's the big name in that group, you know? And
Yeah.
It's just
He's
the
the only one who's
reality.
done. Wait, did they all do a track with Mariah Carey? Was that a lot?
Yeah,
track?
no, I think they all did it. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they all did it. So it's funny, like, so last year at Grass's Green, it was the first time I met Mike.
Okay.
Like I had known him through like online, but
Apparently,
we were talking.
the first time I met this motherfucker too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh wow.
Fucking- I thought it was funny too, because like, it was funny because once again, you are like, you're out there. What the fuck are you doing? But at the same time, like, you're someone that's been on a million fucking stages, like, and you don't even know. It's just the whole. I thought the whole thing was funny. He's looking at me going, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And I'm like, I don't know. Fucking tell you, I don't know. Yeah.
But listen, to be real though, like, there were so many people on that stage that
There were.
had
Yeah.
no business
Yeah,
being on
yeah,
that
yeah,
stage
yeah,
at all.
yeah.
So, I mean, it just was what it was. You were just the one, I feel like, really just putting yourself out there. You weren't maintaining the side of the stage like most of the respectful people
Yeah.
were. You were like, fuck it, bro, I'm performing.
Because I'm like, I am here for these people to see.
Well,
Well, I'm like, there's a
went in the
job to
crowd.
be done.
Wyclef went in the crowd, and you were like, "I'm just gonna have to go down to the front of the stage to get him."
Meander my way
Right.
in
Well,
there.
I always like feel like half the job is harassment when you're doing like a podcast or even working for a radio station.
Right.
Like, even if you are supposed to be there, if you're not asserting yourself, you will get walked over
Oh yeah.
in these like showbiz situations. But I mean, even at the time, I think I was like, man, finally someone with their head on straight, moving me out of the everyone else's view. Like I'm bringing the street cred down. Even Wyclef, like, does he have any street cred left? Did he ever have any? And I'm bringing what little he had down by just being like. It almost looked like I was performing with him. I was so far onto that stage.
Yeah, and
With my
I was,
iPhone up,
right.
you trailing me.
Yeah.
So now it looks like there's 2 of us being
Now there's
assholes.
fucking 2 of these guys.
Right, and everyone else working there was just being cool with it. And I'm like,
accepting
man, there's always a cowboy out here,
you know
like
what?
really trying to show off for upper management.
No, you know what that do?
Jesus.
That attests back to Spencer as well, because like and how cool he is with shit. Because when I introduced him, that you were with me and everything like that, and I done some work with Spencer for last year,
Suddenly
not
I'm
like
mad-
I am this
suddenly
year.
I mattered.
Like it's that thing of like he just assumed that you being with me, you were in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it came down to. 'Cause you're part of my team.
And that is an ode to you being sober, Because it used to be the opposite
Well,
way.
This
Oh, you know
motherfucker's
this
here?
motherfucker.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know him. You know.
They
you know
don't.
Tash.
They don't
All
know me.
right.
They don't know me as drinking. None of them have ever
Okay.
let me drink. I've only known Mike for about a year.
That's fair. So you're starting with a clean slate.
Yeah,
good.
none of these guys know me as drinking. Oh yeah, the whole everything would have went differently the last 2 years if I was still a drinker. That
Listen,
would have just went way
I
different.
think that's the
Doing
case for all of
somersaults
us.
over cars at red lights.
That's the case for all of us, man. Like I know I had my time. You know what I mean? And I enjoyed the hell out of it.
And that's why my coffee
He's
mug
talking-
is so important to
he's
me.
talking
'Cause
about
I
a
need
thing-
that something in my hand that I can sip on.
He's talking about a thing I used to call Batmaning, like in Mass Ave, right? When you're at a red light and you're in traffic, you can't like turn your car to get me, right? So and I knew that. So like what we would do, we'd get drunk enough, you just start running up the cars.
Yeah.
And you'd like
Up and
run over all of them.
For sure.
And then I jump and I dip off and like, cause underground hip hop was like right there. So I just dip in the neighborhood and come to the back alley and it was fucking, no one ever knew how to get back there. So I would Batman
Yep.
and it was fun.
Yep.
Even by my
Drunken-
standards, it was a bit much.
Drunken Batman.
And that's how you
Time.
know. Yeah. So like that was just that's,
Somersaulting over the roofs of car, like the front,
you know,
at a red light.
When you're young and wild and just living your life and you got a bunch
he's
of
gonna
booze
say
in your
we
system,
were probably like 25,
there's not much
26.
you won't do.
Jumping from one car hood to the next. Like, no one is going to be at all fine with seeing that.
No, they're not psyched about that.
Right. No, definitely not. That
I
could
was
leave it dead.
I was still athletic back then. Yeah, I used to drink a lot, you know, and I used to like to have fun. Like,
Well, I'm glad we met
now
on
you don't
these
like that
terms
fun.
because otherwise, like
wouldn't remember
if
any
we
of
were
this
all drinking,
conversation.
we would have been fighting on that stage right
Oh,
there.
yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
We'd have been like,
yeah.
what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. It's like when you become a moron when you're drinking.
oh
for
yeah,
sure.
absolute mess. So
it's crazy as fuck. So also, who else is going to be down there for? I know they got DJ Craze too coming to Worcester.
Nice.
Craze.
Yeah, Craze.
Yep.
Craze is a nice one.
Yep. Lineup will be dropping in 2-3 days. So we'll know a lot more about that when the final announcement.
This will be out after that's out. So when we say 2 or 3 days, motherfucker's gonna be
It was out 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Whenever this comes out, the show is still in the future.
As a non-smoker, favorite weed song?
Buddha lovers, gotta learn to smoke the Buddha. And that's one of the groups that's going to be at Grass's Greener Festival.
He's a big bone. I know he's a big bone.
Thugs
He's a big
dropping
bone.
it.
Yeah,
He's
on
a bone
East
guy.
1999,
Well,
one of my
he's
favorite
Detroit.
albums of all time.
Okay.
So like he's
Not
into
too far from
ICP.
Cincinnati.
Right, you had to pick a side because there was really no.
Well, they're Midwest also,
right?
Yeah,
right?
they're
there you
Midwest.
go.
Yeah, so it's like anything from out in the Midwest. I'd imagine in the mid '90s into 2000s was like
And they had that,
you just relate. Do you remember the Dayton boys, right?
the
Did we go
Dayton
with that?
family.
Dayton family.
But like, yeah, Michigan was a hot spot for horrorcore, I guess you could say, with Insane Clown Posse, Eminem, Esham.
Esham, yeah.
But so, and then you have Bone Thugs and Harmony come out, and they're that same kind of vibe with the Ouija board all on the inside of the liner
Yeah.
notes on that
Okay.
East 1999
Okay.
album.
Yeah, I
The
never put that together. Actually,
the
yeah.
skull and the creeping on a come up cover, and
They had
on the
the-
back cover.
Do you remember that fucking CD
Horror
booklet
shit.
for the East 99? The second one. What was the second
That
one
was
they
the
had?
second one. Well, East 1999 was the LP.
It was
The
like
EP that came out before that was creeping on a come up.
you remember CDs used to have the booklets in them.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that booklet, I remember you pulled it out and it was in like fucking some code. Like it was like a big, huge piece of text in code.
Right. Was it like
Did
that? Was it like
It wasn't. It was
written backwards or something?
That
I don't remember.
That
the
wasn't
specific.
it. I don't know if
wasn't
anyone ever
okay.
figured that out. That's what
So
I'm wondering.
Ouija board codes.
It was. Do you remember that shit?
Nah,
you a
man.
little too young.
I was
Oh,
a
you
little
fuck-
too broke. I wasn't out there buying CDs. The only ones I had were the ones I stole.
Buying them, yeah. What the
Yeah.
fuck you talking about? Okay,
It
buying
was
them.
it was no
There
different.
was no
on this
cameras back
side.
then.
Bro,
Yeah,
I-
what you talking about?
and for me, it was all. I mean, I was in Massachusetts, so everything was East Coast. It was either Nas or Biggie, or you know what I mean. Like I hated West Coast until I actually listened to the lyrics and understood some of it. But we were taught to just hate that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I remember some of that, but my first time being arrested for shoplifting at about 12 years old, I get busted with. Well, first of all, I'm wearing a XXL "Murder Was the Case" T-shirt. This is middle
Yeah,
school. So at this
yeah,
point, I'm in
yeah.
Connecticut.
Okay.
And then I have an East Side hat from like Venice Beach or something. A gold chain with a Mercedes
Gangsta since
thing
day
ripped
one.
off the front and somehow like. And then Boss shorts down to here, and menthol cigarettes in my pocket. Yeah, anyway, I got busted for stealing Gravedigger 6 Feet Deep.
Okay.
Which is a great album.
Cassette, not even CD.
Oh yeah.
For like
The
my
good old
fucking
days.
The good old days.
Like
when
my
you had to
elec-
rewind when you had to fast forward. You couldn't just skip songs.
Right.
Like, that is a different fucking
Yeah,
world.
Wow.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
You had to listen to the album the way
you
it
were
was
listening the
meant to be
whole
listened
damn
to.
thing,
Yeah.
And it'd be like one good song on that other side. You have to fucking that shit.
Yeah.
Right,
gotta
you had
try
to
to
work for it a little.
try to find it.
Yeah, it's just
Everything is just so instant now. It's crazy.
And dude, and then what would happen too was like the tape would get all fucking like crinkly, and sometimes it would flip over.
Right.
Like how you know what I mean?
Yeah,
How it would flip over?
And
like
then you would have to take a pencil. You got to undo
well,
that.
no, you'd have
shit,
to pull it all
the way
out first. Yeah, pull it out first.
Tighten
Yeah,
that shit back up.
figure out where the fucking
Thread it
flip
back
is.
through, yeah.
Yeah.
And you couldn't leave a tape in the car. Like, if the hot,
Oh, it melts.
hot car, it would melt.
It'll
Yeah.
melt. It should-
It's insane.
Google it, children. All right. It was called a cassette tape. Yes,
Right.
these were the struggles that we were dealing
Before
with.
there was such a thing as YouTube.
Yeah, and
Long
if you
before.
wanted to record your own, you had to pop the two little plastic tabs at the top of the tape so that you could actually re-record on it. I don't know if y'all remember that too.
No, I do. That's what Eminem was rapping about when he says, bought Cage's tape, opened it, and dubbed over it.
Yep.
Yeah, that we used to actually set up 2 boom boxes, and we get like the Roots like single "How We Do" or whatever, and that would be like playing out of one, and we'd have like a blank or a tape or taping over in the other, and we would rap over the instrumental
That's
and
well
record
played.
it
Yeah.
into the other tape.
Sometimes you'd have to talk in like one. You have to talk into one headphone,
Yeah.
and like it would only play out the other speaker. It was because
Straight.
mono and stereo wasn't a thing like even yet.
Right. The struggles
Like
of life.
like one of them joints right there. If there was a mic in it, you could rap into that.
I was already looking at this, trying
Yeah.
to figure out what cassette tape you have in here.
Chris Ferrone got to put a better one in there. Yeah, we talked about that the other day.
Oh
man.
my-
What is in there?
I don't even know. Check it out. Pull it up. It could be Jock Jams or something.
Big Bands Revisited.
I don't even know. Probably what was in there.
I'm not.
I got that from
I'm not touching that. It's on the wall. I'm
Right.
Gonna break some
You know
shit.
he's going to
J-
push down the
whole
ejection
shit-
button, and
the
the
whole
whole thing
wall
is gonna go.
explodes.
I am not doing it.
Well, Ferrone walks in.
Yeah, he doesn't
Ferrone
fall
walks in.
for
He's
that
like,
trick.
it's like, you know that thing's worth like $1,200. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. He pulls it up on his phone. I'm like, I guess, because that shit's all like how to get now.
Right.
But I got that shit in this actually elephant. That's a real elephant tusk. I got that shit in this woman's house. My homie was living upstairs in this woman's house. Like, she had like a 2-family house. And she had a stroke and was in the hospital for like a year and a half, like almost 2 years. She was in the hospital for, like, and was never she was old, super
And you
old.
went in and pillaged her shit.
No, not even that, dude. She had no family. She had no kids, no siblings, no next of kin, no nothing. She had like this dude knew her. Like the only person that knew her was my homie. He used to want to get her mail and bring her shit to her, visit her every week, all that shit. Like kept her house like in somewhat shape, the best he could for as long as that was. And eventually, she was never getting out. And they were getting the lawyers got involved, and one of the nurses somehow got attorney. What the fuck is it called?
Power of attorney. Yeah.
So they were going to come demolish the house because the house it's in Braintree. It's a big lot in the back of Braintree. Like I don't even know how the fucking house was there. I'm like, it's like $1 million lot in Braintree. So they're going to come just demolish the house and just put a new thing up. And this woman was a pack rat. Like it was like there was a path, like this high. Like I'm 6'2", like up to my shoulder almost, like high. Like you had to move around. So they didn't want to like look through it and shit. And we were like, they were coming to like tear it down like on fucking like Monday. So like Sunday night, we were like, fuck it.
Bulldoze it with everything in it.
No, we went in there. And we found like we were in there for like maybe 3 or 4 hours, and we found like 25 guns. He like gave them all. Like I didn't touch the guns. He gave them all back to where the fuck somebody took. Like did something legal with them.
The guns are out there.
No,
They're on the streets.
They're out there.
Yeah,
Fantastic. I'm sure he
they're on the
registered
streets.
each firearm
Of
before
course,
selling it.
of course.
There's a lot of them like antiques and shit. There was a lot of like she had like stuff on the walls from like the Revolutionary War times of like swords and like rifles and shit, like that had like actual certificates on them that were like it was her family. You know what I'm saying? That I know we took all that shit and everything, but I found that elephant tusk just sitting on just a pile of newspapers.
So all of these amazing relics,
Are all from
and
some
you
tusk.
ended up with a goddamn
Right. You
elephant
could've had
tusk and a
guns.
1968 goddamn stereo, huh?
Yeah, a couple walkie-talkie, a couple what
Yeah.
are they called? Walkmans.
Oh,
A couple
yeah.
Walkmans.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a couple
yeah,
of those.
Remember the old Walkman days.
And there was something else in
The
there. I got.
Walkman was better than the Discman. The Discman was just skipping all the
Skipping, yeah.
time. You
Anti-
can't
anti-skip.
ride your bike with a goddamn Discman in.
Well, you had to
Yeah,
have
and
the
this
yellow
was before
joint.
the anti-skip mechanisms that never really even worked.
You had to have
Yeah,
the
that's-
yellow joint with the fucking.
Yeah, I had one of those. What was it?
With the
Fucking-
lock on it.
Yeah, and they said it could be immersed in water. Yeah.
Did you test that theory out?
I don't know.
I don't think I ever had
don't
that
know
one.
I tested
Yeah, I don't know if
that
I had
theory.
that one, bro. That like could be in the
But I
water.
remember it was like one that had a strap around your hand so you could run with it too.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
But we're dating ourselves again. Every
Yeah.
one of these episodes, we end up talking about how ancient we are.
Well, we're old.
Old as
Well, that's
hell.
why, dude. So, new news that just did come out was we're talking about Bone Thug Tsunami earlier. Crazy Bone yesterday came out and said that Suge Knight, he believes Suge Knight's right, that AZE got shot up with AIDS. You see that shit?
No, but if Crazy Bone agrees, then
well,
you know his name is Crazy Bone. Are we surprised this motherfucker's
That's
nuts?
the news
well,
source
well,
that we're
well,
going
well,
with?
Crazy Bone knew Eazy-E.
So Crazy here says
and they were there like during the whole process of him, like they were, big part. Eazy was a big part of Bone. That was, he's the one who like discovered him and put them on and everything. It's a big long interview about the whole thing, but just in the interview he talks about that, like he's like, yeah, I think Suge Knight's on to something. He's like, I don't know if he had something to do with it or not, but he's like, it said it happened super fast that he went from like healthy as fuck to like dead and like super fast, and he's like, yeah, someone shot him with some shit. So I just thought it was interesting.
Well, I mean, it sounds so conspiracy theorist that it's probably true. Like,
Right. Well, I mean,
too
if
obvious
he
that
knows
somebody would
him,
come up
right? He knows him.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he was in some of those rooms where he was smashing 38 women in a night. Like, if we were rappers in the 80s, we probably would have died of AIDS too. I don't think anybody. I don't know if anybody's shooting them.
What a beautiful fucking sentiment that was.
I was the oldest I was in the 80s was 8, but I
Okay.
would have been smashing.
Yeah.
I
Totally.
still would have got AIDS. You know?
Just saying, that was a different time. I know
Only I
everybody
was a rapper back
All right,
then.
so this time, so these days, and the kind of shit you got to deal with is that OnlyFans, right? OnlyFans being like in a relationship or whatnot. You see that Juice WRLD's ex put out their fucking sex tape?
Oh no, didn't know
Juice
that at
WRLD.
all.
You know that guy died like
Yeah,
fucking it's his fucking. She put out the sex tape.
Well, what's
On-
he gonna
on
what's he
OnlyFans.
gonna say about
Do you
it?
know how much she put it out for?
$2 million.
$29.99. I'm dead fucking serious.
See, which I fucking appreciate. I'm sick of these. Like, the new thing to do is charge your fans what 15 fans would be charged for like a CD, limited vinyl, your sex tape, your sex thing behind the paywall, video behind the paywall. So it's like, yeah, bring the price down and just get it out to more people. Stop being so fucking lazy and having to have all your friends fund you, like, basically.
I was gonna say, so I basically just have to wait till one of my exes dies or my girl dies, and I can go make some bread. Is that what we're saying?
Well, the
And
crazy.
she'll still never know about the
she
video
got
that
wrote.
you
She got.
sneakily
You'll
made.
still never know.
Yeah.
She's
You
getting
secretly recorded.
She's getting destroyed.
That was a you know, what's it called, a smoke detector.
Smoke detector.
She's getting destroyed online. The name of the tape is called "Getting Fucked by My Dead Ex."
She's getting destroyed online.
Wait,
That's what. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In which way are we
yeah.
talking about?
This
Have you seen the
sucks.
video?
Is that really what it's called?
Yeah. It's called.
So
it's called-
this is where we're at right now. Like, so many
She,
times
she said
when I
she was being like someone was trying to hold it over her head, so she was gonna put it out before they could put it out. But then it's called, and then it's even worse. Like, I wasn't gonna say this part. It's like, cause I like, it's like big dick mother. It's like this the whole thing is like 5 words, but like the end of it is like, but getting fucked by something dead ex.
So it's like the most obvious name that she could come up with, like.
Yes.
Which
I'm
always
sure-
used
I'm
to
sure you
think,
can- I'm
like,
sure you can fill
there's
the
so
blanks
many.
in.
Not
You
very
don't need
But I'm
to
not
be
going
really
to say
good
that
at your.
because someone's going to chop that up and be like, "Oh, I'm going to be on tape saying it," so I'm not going to say that. So you can just imagine the words that I put in there. But
Honestly,
yes.
we could just pause this whole shit right here because there's nothing that any of us is going to say that's going to look good in a future clip. I know that for a fact.
Now, like they're
Right.
they're funny.
For me, it's because I'm angry. Because what I'm saying is, like, now we finally hit the point of degradation in society where, like, the most obvious, like, profane, shock value titles, names of songs, titles of sex tapes or whatever we'd call them now, sex streams, is like what people are naming their shit. Because finally they're like, this name that's just so fucking obvious, and where you're like, haha, I should just put it up with that title. No one's done it yet because everyone's like, haha, but I'm not gonna put it up. But now people are finally being like putting out those titles, and I was like, there's still those titles, like the end of the road titles, where I'm like, you didn't have to have be like skilled in your profession, but if you threw up whatever like video clip or song you were trying to get out under that title, it would automatically get views because that's just the most obvious first thought everyone was having. Now they're using up even those titles. So we're at that point. We didn't like, now's the final, this is the last straw to cash in on the final thought right now. Well, the first thought will be the final thought. The last shall be first.
We might have actually got there.
We're at that point. We got there. So we're fucked.
Well,
can you give this man some weed?
Exactly.
Doesn't mix well with my Adderall.
Fucking Little Nas X, right? You see his new fucking single out? It's called J Christ.
Right. That actually, I think I had this thought yesterday with the J Christ thing.
Have you seen this shit?
I have heard. Have
you seen the pictures of this shit?
I just catch
it's wild.
I catch the hate. That's all I hear about.
Right, he's doing the most obvious fucking what is he doing in the video?
I didn't see the video. All I seen was the picture. I don't think there is a video on it. I have no idea. All I seen was the picture from dressed like Jesus Christ. And I'm just like, this is just like, what are we even doing?
Right, because we're at the point where they're doing the most obvious thing that no one was going to ever do. We're at that point where people are like, I'm cashing in on the first thought, the first shall be last. This is on some biblical shit. If you haven't cashed in on the most obvious, like obviously like lowbrow, cheap shit that you could think of, then you haven't, like, this is the point. Get it in while you still can.
So I need to change the name of my business to
Big Dick Suck BBW.
I was going to go with weed events that also feature music and other things that are fun.
Right, or that.
Yeah.
You know what that makes me think of? The fucking, what is it? The Ben Stiller movie with the Zoolander, the sender for people who can't read good. It's like a title this fucking long.
Yeah, the title of like 10 anything, like any way you can get a bunch of buzzwords in with weed. So like weed, mom fucking won't love. Mom hates fuck weed. Like, whatever you can think of where anybody would look at, like, what is this special ed title that I just scrolled across?
This guy should be like, this is like Mad Men,
just like
from like 2024.
Throwing out Google search words
right.
at this point. Bro.
And I think
well, at least good ones. These are terrible Google search words.
Right, I know. This is somebody who can't think trying to do that, like, non-thought exercise. Dookie I always thought was a funny way to say poop. So when you came up with like a list of names we could call this podcast, and like Big Dookie Chain, like you had like probably like the cutting room floor and like a bunch of other like more serious titles.
You know that was slick and smooth and cool.
Right.
Yeah.
But Big Dookie Chain jumped out to me.
I like Big Dookie Chain because it reminds me of Biz Markie. Like that's like the voice I hear when I say Big Dookie Chain. I hear it in Biz Markie's
cover of that
voice.
album where he's on the toilet.
This is what I see, and that's when hip hop.
You remember that album?
Hip hop was so fun back then. Like that's
sort of. It was either that or Public Enemy.
Well, Public Enemy, but in a way, Public Enemy was more fun compared to this shit. Like you know what I'm saying?
Compared to Blueface is locked up right now.
Well,
this show is dedicated to Blue.
No, it is.
It's not. It doesn't get more fun than Blueface.
So who's your
and
bro?
His baby mama, Chris Sean.
He can't say the name. I don't even know these people up. He can't say the name.
Her Instagram. There's nothing more fun than Blueface's ex Instagram.
She says
Instagram.
So actually,
fucking Chris Sean or
the
whatever.
The biggest story in hip hop this week is that she came out and said, well, last year she said she bought an island. She said she makes $1 million a week on Instagram.
On Instagram?
I mean, on Snapchat.
On OnlyFans?
Snapchat.
We're there. It's not going to get more fun than it is right now. Like, that's fun.
I mean, I don't know. Biz Markie seems like he's like a lot of fun.
We didn't have any other choices back then.
I don't get the whole Christian rock Blueface. I mean, bro, like
No,
It
no,
is
no, no,
very
no, because we are
uninteresting to
relics
me.
of a lost time. No one even wants to hear our opinions, so I don't know why we're doing a podcast.
That's really fair point. Fair
Like,
point.
we don't even want to hear people our age talking about what, like, we want to hear people who are at the age where you should be knowing about this sort of stuff.
Well, no, I mean, it all depends. Look who we have headlining here, and look who we have headlining in fucking Worcester. Look, we have headline so. I mean, I can.
You're
agree
saying
to an
that the
extent.
oldie but goodies are making a comeback in 2024,
No.
baby.
50th
That's what it is. Give me
anniversary.
that pimp and don't leave me hanging. All right, all right, all right.
50th anniversary.
50th
man.
anniversary of hip hop. We're sliding into the 51st anniversary.
We just heard. Last week we had Noble on, right, from Museum TV. All right, we asked him who to look out for for rappers coming up,
Yeah,
hip hop
yeah.
coming up. The first name he said was Zip. So that's who I was with like 3 days ago at Brandon's spot, who's going to be coming on the show in the next couple of weeks. He's dropping an album on the 26th of January.
I look forward to
So there you
meeting
go.
the
So I
Zip
mean, like
character
so we're going to
you
have
speak of.
the new guys on, and we're going to be doing we're going to be reviewing, music from the new guys and shit and whatnot. But we are old guys, and I think in a way that like the opinion when like sometimes we have this kid Hush sitting there, he was like a younger hip music rapper and shit like that, who still makes music now.
Spring chicken.
So it's like having that dynamic of like experienced people, like your experience can't be matched. I mean, like it's he's a Boston institution. Like he doesn't like to say it like that, but like either you when you listen to hip hop in
But I'm
the
going to
South
cut
Shore-
this clip and just beat off to it. For
Oh,
the
you?
next
I knew you already do. You
24
don't know how to
hours.
cut clips. You won't learn.
I don't know.
Are you going to
I
use the
don't-
visual or just the ASMR piece?
I'm just going to use the ASMR piece. Yeah, exactly. Like we were talking about before.
There's actually a
And
funny-
that's a new thing. Like that wasn't around when we were young.
None
You had
of
to
that
listen
shit
to your
was.
parents fucking in order to get off, right? Am I the only one?
Oh, yikes. All right.
Jesus, there's nothing else going on in the world of hip hop except for the fucking like. It must have been a
No.
slow news week.
You
'Cause they
didn't-
had the
you didn't-
most death.
You didn't see that
Comment.
Mos Def talking about Drake.
I didn't
Right.
see that. Drake ain't hip hop.
Drake hip hop.
Yeah.
Which just so that like this can just be cleared up for anybody watching. It's fucking retarded thing for Mos Def, Yasin Gay, or whatever his name is, to say hip hop is what 4 elements: MCing, breakdancing, graffiti, and
Yeah.
standing in that b-boy stance. But or something. I don't remember
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
fucking
those are the
elements
4,
are. But
sure.
one of them is rapping, and Drake talks fast over a beat, which is rapping. So it's like, of course he's hip hop. What are we even having this conversation about still? We've been having the same conversation for 20 years now.
Drake, his clap back. That's what the kids say, clap back. His clap
No
back.
cap.
I don't
No
think
cap.
the kids say
They don't say that anymore?
No,
No.
that's old people
Okay.
shit.
Yeah.
too.
Okay. So that's all. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Because
well,
the lingo gets old so fast in the internet age,
exactly.
that the
But
TikTok age,
His he said that
they move on quick.
it was
With
just
lovers too.
He put like Umi said, "Shine your light." He's like, "Don't switch up now, Playboy," or something like that. Was
Okay,
like,
so that sounds like that's a little, like he made a quick witty remark, but it's like
well, no,
I'm
but
not even giving it the time of day at the same
but he
time.
posted a clip
and
of
I'm
Method
keeping it
Man.
hip.
Yeah.
He posted a clip of Method Man
That was
saying
a-
exactly what you just said.
That was a method.
Yeah, it was a Method Man clip.
There was a method to his madness.
No, saying exactly what
To
you just
Drake's
said.
madness.
That hip hop is the 4 elements and this and that, and rapping is like he was. Drake posted the clip saying like he raps is basically what he was saying, like he's part of that, and his caption was like, "Hey, what did Umi say? Like, don't switch up your energy now, Playboy," or something like that. Like he's like, "Can I shine too? Can I shine my light too?" or something like that. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, and I mean that's pretty smart. So he cut a clip from
From
another
Method Man.
It was like the
Yeah,
show. It was
who
the,
is
the,
a
the
rapper
show
from
or
the
something,
golden
yeah.
era,
Right?
from somebody who knows he can't lose with,
Yeah.
and like he's saying exactly what he wanted to say. I mean, there's another way you could see it, which is that Mos Def was correct when he said it's like something you'd hear while shopping in Target. Like, of course,
Right.
that's gonna.
And-
It's Target shopping. Pop is just something that's become popular.
But
there could be rock that's pop. There
That's
could be
what I
hip
was
hop
gonna
that's
say.
pop. Like, what are we fucking talking
I've
about?
seen Umi Says. I've like seen the news.
Who is this Umi character? Is
Umi
he
Says is the Most Def song.
Oh,
Yes,
I only know Miss New Booty.
No, well, you
I only
Black
listen,
on Both Sides is an amazing album. You should definitely go check it out. Umi Says is a
I only
song that
listen
you've
to
heard.
Reflection
It
Eternal.
was used for a Nike commercial. It's been used like a million commercials. It was actually used in the fucking I've seen the weather come on like in the news to that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
it's like
Okay.
so it's like a fucking song.
So Mos Def was almost pop for a second, is what he's
Umi
saying.
Says is definitely like it's not a pop song, but like it's definitely a song that has
It popped for a minute. It popped for a short
it's
second.
a soulful
hot
song,
second.
but it's like it's got a. You've heard Umi Says. I'll play it for you later. You've heard
Right,
it.
but everybody watching this, I'm sure they're gonna stop this podcast, YouTube that real quick to get context, because that's what kids really like to educate themselves before making their opinions
For sure.
or listening to people these
Of-
days, because
of
everything's
course.
at their fingertips. They're more educated now.
So at what point can you be both? At what point can you be hip hop and pop? Because as you just said, pop is just a term
At
that
every-
denotes popularity,
It's like every
right?
point, like a square is a rectangle's a square. It's like your pop is within the Venn diagram for hip hop when it crosses over into being popular. When rap becomes popular, I mean, it is.
Which I think we are at that point, right? Like we came up in an era where it was
not as popular.
not
yeah,
popular.
they
rapping
said
was
that-
not popular.
It
where
was-
where the white folk were still frowned upon. You know, white man was something I tried to study, but I got my hands bloody. Who's that from?
I don't know.
Somebody who was cold.
Ice Cube. Bam.
Booyah!
Got him.
Booyah tribe. Yes. See, the guy who's
Booyah
not even
tribe.
like the weed guy knows.
Yeah. Well,
Well, he's a music guy too. I mean, he does do events.
Yeah. You do have a little crossover.
I just listened to music, man, and I was a hip hop fan since early on. But
Well, you
again,
got the
it was-
Biz Markie reference too. Him sitting on the toilet. Do we remember the name of that album?
Diabolical Biz.
Oh yeah, thank you. All
There you
right,
go.
everybody's doing their part. in
Fucking,
this
but
podcast.
but that
good.
Big Dookie chain shit always just reminded me of Biz. Like it's just like that like era of like that's. I don't know. It was more like. It was more art then, I guess, or fun. I don't know. I think it was more fun then. Like everyone was creative as fuck. Everybody like, nobody sounded like it was. I thought like WWF wrestling. That's what I equated to. Like everyone had their own, not gimmick, but like their own art, their own style,
identity,
their
sure,
own. Even
yeah.
the clothes they wore, you couldn't wear the same. If I wore black pants, you couldn't wear black pants because I wear black pants. You know what I'm saying?
everybody
like
was trying to
like,
be original. I do like. I mean, it does make me think of course, the late '80s. Mid to late '80s, which I think was like a shitty era for hip hop.
Do you like that's
It's like
Rakim?
because I feel like the version of hip hop that's classic, what classic rock is to rock folks, is '90s golden era. And I think because
Right.
nobody wants to listen now to like "Let Me Clear My Throat." Can every DJ just take
but
that out of
was
the
a
rotation?
fucking that's a pop song. All right, so but
I guess that was the pop
where
back
does
then.
where does your like golden ever start?
It starts with, when does it start?
I
That's
mean,
tough. Maybe with like NWA F4 Zaggin, which is something I can't say.
what year is that?
Written backwards.
Was that 92, 91?
91 or 92 when it switched over from like the
So not straight out of Compton.
no.
I'm
Well,
going.
maybe
you-
Straight Outta Compton was kind of.
You don't
I'm,
think that was
I'm
gold?
going.
What do you
I'm
think?
going KRS One and Nas. It was written. I mean, like that to me.
So
that
not-
was the beginning of my journeys.
So
anyway.
KRS-One is
Switching-
86, 87. Nas, it was written as 95.
Right, but I, 86,
But it was
87, I was 4.
Oh, so you
right?
think, you think
So
those are the
I just remember taking those in at the same point in my life
So
when I was
those,
probably
uh,
about 10,
yeah, those are your
11, 12 years old.
But
That was
that
my
distinctive
introduction.
way of rapping
Yeah.
that they did
Well, no,
back
because
then.
I mean,
like, I can't listen to
Rakim, Cool G
Public
Rap,
Enemy now.
fucking
And that was all before, like a little bit before my time. Like Rakim still was popping a little bit, but a lot of those.
But what was who was the first rapper or group to switch over from that a hip hop, a hippie did the hop, and a hip hop,
Cool G Rap, Rakim, Big Daddy
yeah,
Kane.
I'd say that's correct.
Yeah.
Cool
Them
G,
Cool
yeah.
G Rap, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One.
And who was
Those
the
are-
first gangster rapper? Was it Schoolie D? Was it
Schoolie
Cool
D.
G Rap?
Schoolie D,
was
Philadelphia.
it NWA?
Schoolie D, Philadelphia.
And now he's the one talking shit, or not really saying the truth, which is that, well, he says that NWA ruined hip hop.
That's Special Ed.
Oh, fuck.
Special Ed. Special Ed says that.
Cut
Who
this- cut
apparently
this
was
out,
like a
make me
big gang
look
member and
smart.
shit in New York, which I didn't know about and shit like that. His brother, I guess, was a super gang member. And yeah, he doesn't like gangbanging shit. So,
Right.
you know,
Well,
those
Not a lot to like about
those-
it unless you're young and and really motivated to come up in this world. Like, yeah,
those like
not the
80s
same.
New York like Latino gangs too, like you know, that's just crazy shit. People getting cut in the face in the fucking train and shit all over the place, razor blades and whatnot. Fucking
The
wild.
Peaky Blinders.
No, they talk about like the Bronx and shit used to be like a fucking war zone. I mean, you see the like even in like
Bats
coming
and
to
sticks.
coming to America
Right.
and shit. You see like the when they like show you the fucking like the block. It's just like abandoned buildings and like dilapidated half fucking blown up buildings and shit. Looks like Beirut.
Yeah, no,
It's crazy.
absolutely.
That was like fucking 25 years ago, 30 years ago.
And now, when y'all interview the Locks, we need to hear what it's like today. If anything has changed since the late '80s to now in the 2020s, like
Welcome to D Block. I'm gonna
We know something has changed because I know like the mayor of Yonkers brought DMX out at least once while he was still alive, and they would not have done that back in the day.
Yeah, DMX too. We got like they stopped. They don't stop the traffic in New York for anybody, and they stopped traffic for him. That was one of those crazy things. They said like it's very rare that they ever like stop they let that whole procession go by for like 5 minutes or whatever the fuck it was. They would like they usually don't do shit like that.
Huh? Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So they're given. It's like once people get what they wanted, the whole time they wanted like some respect to be put on my name.
I think
My name is Rap.
Eventually, the people that are of age eventually are the ones that are in charge.
well, exactly.
Yeah.
It became popular because we all kind of made
Grew
it
up off-
popular. And
I mean, we're in
like,
our 40s. Like the people that are in their 40s running companies and stuff listen to Tupac and DMX and Dr. Dre.
But
and
KRS One
everybody.
was being so silly. Was like, I'm boycotting. What was it? The Grammys because
Well-
they didn't show the respect they needed to show to hip hop all
Do
along.
you know what-
Finally, we got what we wanted, and then he's boycotting. He got invited to the party, and he's like, no,
well,
because he didn't invite me to all the previous parties.
That's hip hop.
there you go.
That's hip hop as
To
fuck.
just be a stubborn old geezer.
Or be like,
That's-
nah, whatever's like whatever they're doing, fuck that.
Yeah.
It is a fucking angsty musical genre.
Well, it's built off like beating people up, bro.
Yeah,
Like, that's
I guess
all-
KRS One actually back to KRS
Yeah,
One.
he used
Him throwing PM Dawn off stage
and
during.
there was a lot more
LTD
people than
raps.
that he fucking threw off stage. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, KRS-One was known to be a violent
Yeah,
dude.
you're right, and like same with comedy. That's why Cat Williams had to get up there and air everybody out.
Well, hold on. Before you jump on the Cat Williams, talk about the Grammys. You know who else is boycotting the Grammys? Or he declined invitation anyways?
Oh yeah, Diddy. I don't even know, like, because 50 Cent was posting about that, right?
Yeah,
That Diddy
Bro,
got,
50
for the
Cent.
first time in Diddy's career, he gets nominated in the Grammys.
And yeah, he said he's not going.
Yeah, well, I mean, and
He's
why,
like, he
why
can't step
would you?
outside in public right now.
No,
Of course he's not fucking
why
going.
would you put yourself in that situation? Because you know it's all just going to be backlash.
Oh,
like
man,
there's no.
that dude's life. There's a picture of him out right now, and it's like he looks like Danny Glover, and what the fuck is saying? It was like Danny Glover and DMX at the same time, and I'm like, he did look like him. I was like,
So I'm too old for this shit.
And when are they going to come for Jay-Z, though?
it's next.
He doesn't have the right name. Diddy just sounds like you're diddling someone, and diddling sounds like something you do to children.
Cat Williams said did he try to fuck him, and he wouldn't.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he did. He
I don't-
did. Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of shit coming out. You know.
That's. I mean, I kind of think it's too funny because there was a lot of talk about like Guru and DJ Premier being gay, and I think it would be
Well,
hilarious.
Guru
if
was
we,
gay.
No, Solar, the producer that ruined Guru's music, was not. He wasn't gay, but he's a fag.
Are you gonna put like two and two together at any point?
No one, I've never seen anyone say that it's been confirmed that Guru is gay. Put some respect on the dead homie's name.
Guru is a respected motherfucker, especially from Boston. No question about it. But that's just I don't know.
But if like the most boom bap 2 in rap Gangstar were gay and hardcore, like not smiling in photos, Stop Smiling magazine, all that shit, acting hard is from like built on the backs of gays, then that's fucking hilarious.
Well, I mean, even with all this Diddy shit, like where did Diddy come from? He
But
came from,
that's
like,
when hip hop started getting really gay.
came from
Mo money, mo
like the
problems,
Biggie
mo-
squad, right? Like, you know, you would never really associate with where he came from to
Well,
what
Diddy came from Harlem, but the Biggie
I'm
squad
just saying
was
how
Brooklyn.
he got
Yeah.
brought into the game. You know what I mean? It was through gangster rap and Biggie, really, and then he turned it into pop.
I think
but
it was
with-
Mary. It was Mary J.
Remix.
But yeah, it was Mary J. And then but Uptown Records with fucking what's his name there? Fucking I forget his name. Everybody knows who he is though.
Russell Simmons.
No, as
but he was in the mix.
Regardless,
Rick Rubin.
nah, the bald dude. I think he passed away. Either way, doesn't matter. Diddy didn't show up to the fucking Grammys, so he's not going to show up to the Grammys because.
And he shouldn't. He shouldn't show up nowhere. He should stay his ass in his rich house and enjoy it while he can, because that motherfucker's already canceled. You could just wrap that whole shit up. Guilty in the public is guilty. So like,
we should make big
people
Dookie
already
chain T-shirts to say "Free Diddy."
oof,
Fucking,
tough look.
fucking
That's a tough
from
look.
house arrest, from public house arrest. Is that what we're freeing him from?
From
But see, like,
it doesn't matter if he's not locked up yet.
okay, we'll
the
do
kids
that.
will know what we mean.
If you can name me 2 Diddy album cuts,
Off of
anything
Puff
album,
Daddy and
album
the Family,
cuts, album cuts, not singles, album cuts.
Victory.
That's a single.
I'll be missing you.
That's-
That's definitely a single. No, I'm trying to think of a fucking
It's
album.
a jam
cut.
too.
That was
That's
like
a goddamn
yeah,
good jam.
The best part of
both of
Bring
them
the
were.
fucking
The
Tear
best
the
part of I'll Be
Eye.
Missing You is Sauce Money wrote it, and Sting owns 100% of the royalties for that. So like no one makes money on that song, and Sting goes so far about that. Like anyone who samples that song, Sting also takes I think 100 royalties of that song as well. Like you can't use that song and make money off it. Sting ain't about that life.
That's funny.
He's like one of those motherfuckers.
Sting is also apparently very versed in tantric sex.
Interesting fact.
Yeah,
Well,
fun little factoid.
How'd you know that?
yeah. So that's an interesting question. Yeah.
How do you know that?
Kind of stings, doesn't it?
I don't know. You'd know better than me.
I don't know, because the only way I can know something is to have been there firsthand for these marathon
Yes,
sexual sessions with Sting.
But what
But-
documentary did you watch or?
I mean, this might have been. I feel like I've always known this.
I think he
So I
made
think
it.
this might have been from
this up.
print media.
I think he just made this up,
He's-
and it's been
Yes,
living in his
100
head
He just
ever
said-
since
He
then.
just said, I think
also-
I've always known this.
I also thought that I went and saw Michael Jackson live, but apparently it was just at Disney World, the holographic show.
Right.
You put on those glasses.
You saw a guy dressed
did you
like
find that
Michael
out?
Jackson.
I asked my mom.
And your mother was like, no, we did not see Michael Jackson live. And you were like, yeah, we did. And she was like, nope, that was a hologram at Disney World.
Oh no, I didn't. I asked the whole thing about tantric sex of my mom.
It's just a boatload of information coming from this
he's,
man's mouth.
he's just so good at it.
She's-
Like that was a rope-a-dope right there. He got me. Like, you motherfucker got me.
But
Like-
anyway, at the point of what we were trying.
When
to
you
say
watch
is,
the tape on him, you're like, motherfucker.
We
like,
had a
you,
point.
You knew what you were doing. Like,
yeah.
but the thing is,
There was
Where's the end of one stupid thought and the beginning of the next on the show?
there fucking isn't.
But all I know is I went to Austin, Texas, and I think I was out there for like a bachelor party or something, and we went into like the equivalent of Buffalo Exchange, and they had like the '87 Michael Jackson Thriller World Tour. Was it '87? I don't know. And it fit me perfectly. And one of my buddies is like, if you buy that, I'm not hanging out with you while you're wearing
we
that.
can't be
That's
friends.
saying that like you're endorsing pedophilia. And I'm like, it does not say that anywhere on this, the perfect fit, like red varsity Michael Jackson tour. Not T, but
Basically
whatever
had
it
the
was.
Thriller jacket over there.
Yeah, so I
That's actually
didn't
the
buy
Beat It
it.
jacket.
What's that?
It's actually the Beat It jacket.
Exact.
oh,
No,
there you
it wasn't leather. But anyway, it was. I folded. I didn't stick to my principles, which were you wear it. Everybody was. The only reason I could get my hands on it at the time is because everybody was offloading their Michael Jackson shit because they had the HBO documentary. But we've moved on. Now you can wear Michael Jackson shit again, and now I'm pissed that I don't still have that.
We can?
'87 tour.
I'd actually be be kind of pissed about that.
Memorabilia,
myself.
yeah.
Does that mean we can just wear R. Kelly shit too now?
Well, no.
Soon. That's why I've been buying
R.
up all
Kelly,
the
no.
R. Kelly shit.
See, people with R. Kelly,
Maybe when he
I don't
needs to
think Michael
die
Jackson
first.
did shit. That's just me. Like, well, we can do the Michael Jackson thing. But the R. Kelly, there's footage of R. Kelly, like with the full band, like singing, like, do you have your shots? Do you have your passports? Do you want to come with Rob to America? Have you seen this footage?
No.
So he's in like Dubai, and he's like, it's a concert, like an actual concert, like there's a couple thousand people there at least, and he stops the show and he goes, okay, everybody, he goes, I want to ask all the women in the crowd, do you have your shots? Do you have your passports? Do you want to come with Rob to America? And then a fucking chorus pops out of like nowhere, like a fucking whole like church choir, like fucking 15 people, like a band. They all pop up with like lights and shit. Boom, 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 boom. Psh. Do you have your shots? Like it's a whole fucking choreographed fucking song. It's a whole video of it. It's wild. Wild.
That's some creepy shit.
Yeah. R. Kelly's like been known to be a sex trafficker. Like he's like it's a whole different thing than Michael Jackson.
I think that's why he's in prison.
Michael Jackson never went to prison.
True.
You
True.
know? So,
it was a different era. It's not like there
But
was video
people-
cameras recording every second too. So
Like Tupac has been can we agree he's been 100% nullified in the public opinion for the sexual assault charge he got
with the
and
Jimmy
went to
Henchman
jail
thing-
for a year for?
with the Jimmy Henchman thing.
Yeah.
Once you find out like who Jimmy Henchman is and like that Jimmy Henchman's in it to other people and shit, yeah, it looks a lot like that was a setup for him. Yeah.
Okay. But
but
the rest of polite society doesn't know that.
Okay.
Right? They don't know about the setup, but they've totally moved on from any. If holding
Mike
Tupac at all
Tyson's out there
responsible.
fucking.
Yeah, Mike Tyson
Mike
too.
Tyson's out there fucking. With
Give it a
gummy bears
little,
and shit.
like Kells, don't despair, my brother.
No, R. Kelly was
you
like.
just give it a little bit of time,
R.
and
Kelly
you
was
too
like-
will be nullified. History will absolve me.
I took a
but
bu-
history happens real fucking quick. We're in the information age. We move on to the next thing so fast.
I took a bunch of mushrooms
It's
and
great
watched
for-
all fucking chapters of Trapped in the Closet.
Masterpiece
Trust me.
theater for real.
Have you ever watched the whole thing front to back?
I think I have.
All like 36 chapters.
That's it.
Did you get to Rufus?
I don't know. That
Do you
is
know
30
what?
I definitely did
do
not
you
do
know?
that. I gotta
do
be
you,
honest.
so do you
30
know what?
There's 36
Did
chapters.
you get to the package? Do you know what
Rufus was in the closet.
Do you know what Trapped in the Closet's about?
The guy coming home and his girls.
Do you know what Trapped? I'm gonna blow your fucking mind. Do you know what Trapped in the Closet's about?
What is it about?
AIDS.
How so?
Google what's Trapped in the Closet about. It's gonna tell you it's about AIDS. So it's a whole play about fucking AIDS because all those people fucked each other and they all got the package. The package. If you get to the end of it, you start to see the package. The package. The package.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's all that. It's all fucking. It's about AIDS. Because he gave the package to him, who gave it to her, who gave it to him. The package. I got the package.
I want to know what the baby thinks about this.
I'm telling you, Google it. It's and when you watch it too, and then they have like an extended version where there's like 3 more or 5 more chapters, and there's like it's like a talk show where they all talk about how they got AIDS and they're taking medicine for it and shit. It's fucking wild.
So it's an infomercial.
Yeah, it
36 chapter infomercial.
yes, for AIDS.
No shit.
I
Well,
don't want the package.
Yeah.
No, and that's
I'm pretty
actually
good.
one of the fucking main things at the end. It's like we don't want the package.
Yeah.
Telling you.
No thanks.
But yo, man, we've been going now for like I guess like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. This guy Mike
We
is
can't
like,
be stopped.
Yeah, we
can't
can't-
stop, won't
we're
stop.
going for a
What's
while.
Keep it ditty.
next? What's next?
What is next is before we do go. So the last thing we want to talk about here is this thing not working. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch that battery for one last thing. So just hit pause right there, right?
That piece of shit.
Well, anyway,
Dude, did that motherfucker. Anyway.
you're the man.
Cut. We're live. Hey, hi, hey,
Fucking
everybody.
back at it, man. No. So the truth of the matter is,
Oh,
Oh, finally, we're getting to some
spit
truth.
that truth.
That truth serum.
you're an asshole.
Everybody's got one.
That was a harsh truth. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Gender
I-
neutral.
I'm
very
actually-
gender neutral because
I'm
not-
everyone's got
I'm
You
it.
not
guys put
sure
me on the
that can
spot.
be truth. I think it's opinion.
Right, actually.
I'm not sure that you can nail that as a truth.
The definition.
You may have the popular opinion on your side. I'm not sure, but truth,
Oh, you're sure?
truth is tough.
You shouldn't be giving this guy any kind of fucking like.
We
see,
all have our own
no,
truth.
see, what happens is right. Is this guy lulls people to sleep, and he's like, "I'm this innocent fucking idiot who says all this dumb shit," right? And then as soon as you fucking trust this guy,
Come in their ear, let
Bang,
it dry
he's-
out.
he's gonna drop something on
And then
you.
they
That's-
can't hear out of that.
I've
ear.
seen it.
Apparently, some semen.
I've
Yeah,
seen-
that's what it sounds like.
You're not allowed to say semen
Oh,
in
you can't-
2024.
You can't say that.
See men, it's see woman.
See they.
See they.
Drop
See
some
they.
see they on you.
Oh, that sounds actually
Yikes.
more fucked up. See they.
Oh,
So what did you want to
fuck,
say?
that's good. That's good.
That's
Is
tough.
that a
that's
good
good.
way to end it? Is that a good way to take us out of
That's
here?
good word. It was
Wrap it up.
when we
Another
seen
successful night under the one for the books.
when we
Fucking
seen
nailed it.
the Dave Chappelle live and shit. Donnell Rawlings opened up for him, and he was like talking about pronouns and shit. And he was like, "Yeah, my new pronoun is like," he said the actual word, but he's like, "My new pronoun is the N word." And he's like, "Yeah," white bitch, go ahead. He's like, "Yeah, you woke white bitch, go ahead, say that shit to me." He's like, "Talk to me, white bitch, come on." He's like, "I'll put an end to that shit right now." He's like, "That's my new pronoun." And like the simplicity of it was like,
Yeah.
this motherfucker just figured it out, you know?
When something can be put, the simplicity of it, as opposed to the last hour and a half we spent talking about God knows what the fuck and no simplicity.
I know what me and Mike were talking about.
Circles.
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck you were talking about.
All right, fair.
Anyways,
I still feel confused.
Facts.
that's because you got hit with the bop gun, dude. Bop gun. There you go. How do you feel about bop gun?
I love that song off of
How do you
Lethal
feel
Injection.
How do you feel about bop gun?
Y'all lost me.
It's the Ice Cube's Lethal Injection.
see,
It's
George
one of
Clinton,
the-
bro.
Yeah, George Clinton.
It's like a 7.5,
Ready
8 minute
or
song.
not,
Yeah, it's a great song.
here we
What you gonna do when you get out of jail? I'm gonna have some fun with the bop gun.
Mm.
What is bop? What do you
Y'all
think?
are-
What do you
I
think
don't-
bop gun is?
Probably some gay shit.
Now
Fuck.
that I'm saying
Everything
it,
is
I'm
some
like-
gay shit. Nothing meant what we thought it
I don't
was.
know. Hold on.
Gangstar.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck here.
Or
Hold
not.
on. I just
Straight.
saying that out loud. I don't know if I like this. Hold on.
It's funny how we interpret some
What
of
is
these
Ice
lyrics
Cube's
because,
bop gun?
even when I first met Jadakiss, I was telling him, like, when you used to rap about yak, like, we as young suburban white kids, we thought you were talking about cocaine. I thought you were talking about coke in a bunch of those different fucking lines. He's like, no, cognac.
Cognac,
motherfucker."
yeah.
I thought he was talking about yak. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
My favorite Jadakiss line is when a bitch gets pregnant, it's a brick to the stomach.
Fucking.
Sorry, that really brought the mood down.
Well, he was talking about shit that's about cocaine. I just fucking learned that Kiss from a Rose is about cocaine. Like, so, like, I saw that shit on something, and I'm like, all right. So I Googled the lyrics of it, and I'm like, holy shit, this is really fucking about cocaine. And then I Google, like, is it about cocaine? And Seal's official answer is like, it's about a lot of things.
So they made an amazing song even more amazing.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
actually. It's
like-
always been even
he's
more
like,
amazing than
what
we
the
knew.
fuck is the line? It's like, just know when it snows that my eyes become wide and like the fire inside starts to glow or some shit.
Oh, shit! You're not wrong.
Is that, which one is that? That one? That's okay, because we're going to just use this right here for the rest of the time anyways. That's
You're
all we're
not
going to use
wrong.
right
All
there.
right. When is
No,
the rest of the time going to happen?
Right now, because we're
Okay,
gonna. I don't know how to fucking use this thing.
Oh,
so
man, it's go time.
so Mike, right?
Yeah.
Well, we transition right in from
Infused.
the transition is smooth from Seal Kissing My Rose to the Bop Gun. Oh,
From
Bop
cocaine to weed.
Gun. By
it's
the way,
the reverse.
Bop Gun is an imaginary weapon that whatever it shoots it funky.
Damn.
That
That's
sounds like some shit that George Clinton.
Oh, yeah,
like,
it is George Clinton. Yeah, it's George Clinton stage prop.
Wow.
It's an
impressive.
actual stage prop.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
So
When you know the
Really-
truth behind things,
really,
they get
what
way
it is
cooler.
I have an actual
Bop gun.
bop gun right here
Oh,
in front of
shit.
us, and nobody knew it, but we just discovered
Oh,
it.
goody.
Because it does shoot something funky.
The
And not
funkiest.
sea woman.
See they, dude.
See
See they
they.
just sounds wrong. See
It
they
sounds like Weebay.
See they
Yeah,
just sounds wrong. Hold on.
All right, so we're about to fire this up, and when we lose sight of y'all, because it's gonna get a little smoky in here, just know
Fire in the hole.
that you can find this gun and this face at all of the upcoming Infused Production shows, whether it be with Spencer. Listen, I got about 6 or 7 shows this spring and summer, so make sure y'all come out, come see us.
You got to tell
And
them. You
we'll
got to tell
hit
them
you
we can
with
find
the
you
gun.
with
The bop.
Instagram, all
The
that
bop.
shit.
Oh,
gun.
yeah. Oh, listen, Infused Productions, Infused with a Z, Infused with a Z Productions.
That's hip-hop.
All
That's hip-hop.
platforms.
That's
Twitter,
hip-hop.
we even on Twitter. goddammit. I'm posting flyers on Twitter for anybody that wants to see it. But
Ooh,
Instagram
you
is
on
the
that new shit. It's called
Instagram-
X now, by the way.
Oh,
It's not even called Twitter.
I know.
All right, let's get with the times.
Instagram, Infused Production, Facebook, Infused Productions, InfusedProductions.com, all of the above. Come see us. Let me see this torch.
Do you think, man?
All right.
Do you want me to help you?
Maybe we could hold hands.
I don't know if you need me to light the other thing here.
No, I don't think so. I think
You
we're
got
good.
2 hands. Use 2
I
things.
think we're good.
I'm doing double camera duty.
Double. You used to it.
We got a dead battery situation going on right now. That is not as powerful as it's supposed to be. We
Okay.
definitely should have charged it. But instead, we're just going to light this bunch of weed on fire and let it go up into the air and make it look real cool. Hold on.
Oh, it's not. It's not
Maybe if
shooting
I
it
put
out.
the- Let me put the cap on here. There's a reason.
It's been batteries all around.
We've had little
do
technical
battery.
difficulties here.
So you know what's funny is like,
That's a sad gun right
yeah,
there.
it's not a bop gun at all.
That is a leaky bop gun right there.
Oh man.
It's just leaking
It didn't
out.
even
from-
it didn't
what
bo-
happens
it didn't
when you get
bop at
old.
all.
Well,
It didn't
And
didn't.
now
Did not bop at all.
now it's like just.
See, so
What are we gonna do now?
you know what's funny though,
That's sad.
right? So we're gonna say goodbye. But what's funny is, so Nori on Drink Champs tried to do the same thing, right? They had a gun. This guy had the gun. They had Wiz Khalifa coming in, and I guess the guy was practicing all week with the shit. And as soon as he pulled it out, he fucking like hit the trigger, and it fell off, and it just went on the floor and fucking smashed into a
I'm
million
about to
pieces.
smash this one into a fucking bunch of pieces. This is some
See, weed
bullshit,
makes
bro.
you angry.
We
Oh,
did. We
man.
were gonna charge it, but we got high and forgot, or I got high and forgot.
Yeah,
We gotta get an Afro Man.
we definitely
It's what
need
it
to
is.
step our game up.
But that's all right because at Grass's Greeno,
You should get.
he will
Afro
have
Man.
that. He will have that at Grass's Greeno.
And it will be charged, and we will actually be blasting the crowd with it. But you may have seen footage from previous shows of us doing that. And I'll step my game up, people. I did not come prepared for this.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
I think
Womp
I
womp.
saw Ferone. Was Ferone on the other end of that at one point?
No,
Was
I
it
don't.
at-
No, Ferone didn't make it out there, but he's gonna make it to this one because it's our only Worcester.
No, I was thinking of a different video he posted up then. Different people. Okay.
Fuck him. But anyways,
Can we do like a real cloudy effect? Can you put that in after? Just make it seem like some cool shit went
Oh,
down?
I should have brought my nicotine vape.
you should have brought your nicotine vape like a man.
Damn.
All
like
right.
a man.
Anyways,
Real men.
Van, right
vape
here.
Nicotine.
This is the only camera that's working because this one for some reason died. So we got one right here. What are we gonna tell these people right here?
Yo, we're with Matt from Infused, baby. You know what it is.
It's Mike.
It's Mike.
Oh. That's
the-
my middle name, too. I forgot that he is me and I is him.
That's Matt though.
Eminem. So I got the Matt behind the camera mixed up with the mic in front of the camera. Because the mic is always in front of the camera. So what I said actually just made sense. Because the mic.
the
get
mic.
it? Yeah.
The mic. I was with you.
Bell,
Oh,
subscribe,
shit.
all that good shit. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell.
When the
Fuck
big
her
Dookie
chilling.
chain gets high in the sky,
Mm,
it's because we're fucking with that Infused Productions type weed. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
For sure, though.
Fuck her chilling. Sense lives. Marty forever. Peace.
Peace.